Hello everybody, and I thought I would do another quick little video on a space truck en route that seems to be able to deliver about 250 to potentially even 300k per hour. That is assuming no cell wait times. Yeah, really quick and easy run, starting at Port Olisar and the Crusader system. That's where we will be coming back to as well. Just had patch 3.11 dropped, and now there's 2 buttons, it would seem, on the Caterpillar control panels, up and down. Used to be just one that toggled depending on if you were up or down already. But yeah, this is a 10-minute run. I've done it in 10 minutes. Sometimes it can take, 12 minutes maybe. 12 minutes is a pretty safe amount of time, round trip. But I have done it in as quick as 10 minutes.
Hello and welcome aboard your Drake interplanetary
What we do is really easy to find where we're headed. We're headed first to Selin, which is usually, you don't usually even need to bring up the map. You can just spool your hybrid, spool your quantum drive, and
landing gear up.
usually just right below the corner of Jupiter, or not Jupiter, sorry, the gas planet of Crusader. That kind of looks like Jupiter.
Quantum drive is
So now we're going to, what was it called? The Tram and Myers mining operation, I believe it was called. Let's see. Hicks Research Outpost. There it is, Tram and Myers mining. So we're just going to quickly blast down there. This is a diamond run with potentially some titanium as well.
Quantum drive is now on.
When there's titanium available, I'll buy a little titanium. There's not usually enough to fill a load, and then I'll buy the rest in diamonds just to distribute the buying availability back on Port Olisar a little bit more. I've run this run 3, 4, 5 times back to back without having any buying slowdown from Port Olisar or selling availability, certainly from the Tram and Myers Mining Co. But it could be slower depending, I suppose, on if more people are potentially running it, which could be after this video, if if this video catches some views. Yeah, so I'm just zeroing right in on Tram and Myers. There is very little or no gravity on this moon, so it is possible to build up too much speed and then have a hard time stopping. So that's the one thing you kind of got to pay attention to. It is not coming in too hot. We're already at 10 kilometers, so I'm probably going to kill autopilot at this point. Hopefully don't overshoot. We're at 350 meters a second. And this is where you make up the time, whether it's a 12-minute or 13-minute run and that sort of thing, is timing your accelerations and decelerations and your landing and that sort of stuff. And when you really get that dialed in and you don't lose any time on overshooting, and I think I'm overshooting. Space brakes, go.
Attention. Engines overheating.
I think we might have just made it. So for the Caterpillar, there is a nice spot to land. I kind of use the tall lighting fixtures as a guide. Kind of just pull up to this one here. I think there's a couple places you could potentially land, but it's pretty easy to land. You also, of course, just be careful that you land nice and straight so that you're able to get into. I'm going to quickly kill my engines here because there is no security on this facility, so if you've got players that potentially might come around showing up and they decide that they want to blow your ship up, they could do that. Haven't had it happen yet, touch wood, but it could potentially happen. So I like to get in and out as quickly as I can. Make sure that, like I say, my landing ramp touches the ground, or at least is close enough to the ground that I can jump back in. No problems there. Nice and flat. And we are on a moon, so it is possible to jump higher than normal. But yeah, so like I say, I like to get in and out quickly as I can because this is a live fire area and could potentially be griefed by players that for some reason would be happy to blow up a caterpillar and its entire load of cargo at absolutely no benefit to them, just because some players love to be griefy. I don't know. I don't get it. You know. Anyway, play piracy if you want, but you know, do it in a way that isn't just pure griefing, right? That's my take on it. So anyway, I'm loading up on titanium. That'll help to buffer the selling to Port Olisar a little bit, and the rest is going to be diamonds. No problem buying as much as I need. And this, like I say, I don't actually know if I mentioned, but this should be about a 50,000 credit run. You need about 300,000-ish investment to maximize the runs with your caterpillar. I'll check exactly what I was at. I was at 371,000, I think, getting started. I guess I should have punched up the numbers. But yeah, I was at 371,000 credits getting started, so we'll see what my total net worth is up to once I sell all of this off at Port Olisar. Retract, deploy, retract, so we're on to retract. Yeah, so I got 20,000 left in the bank, so you need actually about 350,000 exactly to fully load your caterpillar up. And like I say, 371,000 is the number I was at. Repeat that a couple times so I don't forget. Yep, just here in patch 3.11 now, I believe. 3.11? So to take off when the caterpillar, I like to, oh, better turn on the engines. Engines on. Engines on. I don't have the sound turned on, so I can't hear the voice commands, but to take off, I like to just shoot straight up with afterburners, and once I get to about 1,000 meters, just kind of head straight up. If you see the planet, the gas giant, you can quickly find Port Olisar, and if not, oops, I think I missed it. And like I say, getting these parts dialed in are what makes up the 12 minutes or 13 minutes runs compared to a little bit more. I think my route, sometimes this happens. Sometimes you're in an orbit that you can quickly jump to Port Olisar without any hops, and sometimes you're in an orbit where you need to make a quick hop at one of the orbital markers. I think OM1 is probably the way to go. I think OM6 might also work. We'll see in a minute. Quickly hop. What's going on? Oh yeah, there we go. Yeah, OM1 was the one to go to. So now I've actually got to hop back to OM1 and then to back to Port Olisar. So yeah, better to hop to OM1 if you find yourself in a situation where you can't just hop straight from the mining facility back to Port Olisar, which is most of the time. Most of the time you can. But if you can't, OM1 and then on to Port Olisar. Just a couple quick jumps. Let's see. Where is my little... there it is. Sometimes it's hard to find that little arrow. There we go. Spool the drive. What were we at? 37.1. That was the number. 371,000 credits in the bank, and we'll see what we sell everything for in a minute. But yeah, like I say, once you got this all dialed in, just about exactly 10 minutes on the mark. When you land properly, when you don't waste much time navigating and just get it all really dialed in, you can do it about 10 minutes. And so when you've got 10-minute runs round trip, 50k a run, in 60 minutes we've got 100, 200, yeah, almost, whoa, shit, I got my cruise control on. That was a mistake. Oh shit, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit, what have I done? Oh, God. Oh, man, that was bad. That was almost really bad. Sometimes I forget to turn my cruise control off. So that added a little bit of time onto the trip, but at least I didn't crash into the station. For those of you who have ever experienced issue crashing into a station, the best way to not do it is to adjust your trajectory. You see the little white, double white arrow that's coming down from the top of the canopy right now? That looks like two little, what are they called? Brackets. And now it's a little bit higher up, now it's a little bit down. That is the true trajectory. I'm going to do a little video on navigation actually a little bit later, but the true trajectory of your ship is those little two brackets that are pointing towards each other, those little greater than, less than symbols. They're off to the far right of my cockpit right now because my true trajectory is up. But if you want to not hit a station, slowing down is much slower. Honestly, it's more difficult to slow down and stop your momentum than it is to adjust it slightly. And the best way to adjust your momentum is with your afterburner plus the direction you want to go in. So you afterburner to the right, you afterburner to the left, afterburner up, afterburner down, and you can very quickly adjust your true course and avoid catastrophes and ramming into asteroids or space stations, whatever the case may be. I'm going to do a little video on that because that took me a little while to figure out, and if you're relatively new to the game, you might not have that part figured out just yet. But learning that adjusting my trajectory was much easier than creating a full stop on my ship, even with space brakes and even with reversing trajectory and then firing my rockets in the opposite direction. It's actually much easier to and much quicker to adjust your trajectory than it is to stop your momentum, and it will stop you. It'll prevent you from running into things way more efficiently than actually, yeah, like I say, stopping yourself before you hit something. So, okay, 371,000. That's where we were at. Let's see what we sell everything for here. Do. But yeah, very easy run. Hardly any use of quantum fuel, hardly any use of hydrogen, because you're in an atmosphere the whole time. You don't need to really burn your hydrogen fuel too much, as though if you're in an atmosphere. So pretty low running costs. And let's see, we're going to get up to, hopefully we can sell the entire thing all at once. And like I say, 371,000 was where we were at, and we will end up at selling all our diamond. Oh, shop inventory's full. That's too bad. So we can't sell everything just yet. We're going to have to wait for this to respawn a little bit. But I'm going to sell all the titanium, and then we'll add up the commodity value plus the what I've got in my wallet, and we'll see where we would have been at. So we would have been at, what have we got? 170,000 plus 240 equals, what does that equal? 340, 400, that's 420. So that would have been just over 425, roughly 425,000 total, so up from 371, 789, 420, yeah, it's about 50k, like I say, 50k still holds true in patch 3.11, 50k runs, and yeah, just hanging out in the Crusader system. Like I say, these, yeah, I've had times when I've been able to run this, 5-6 times back to back and not had any issues in wait times. But the replenishing supply of diamond is quite quick at Port Olisar, so you don't have to wait too long. Anyway, that is the space truck and run within Crusader system. Yeah, selling diamonds. Hope you guys liked this video.